Everyone please silence your phones or shut them off, whatever you like. And let's stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'll have Mr. Jakes take roll call.
James Torres.
Present.
Azzy Corrales.
Present.
Matthew Chase. Fabio Bobby. Thomas Ferrer.
Present.
Frank Costello.
Present.
Sharon Brower.
Present.
April Dano. Gian Delmonico. Holly Beth Despins.
Present.
Crystal Ferreira.
Present.
Natalia Fuller. Richard Garcia. Chloe Diaz.
Present.
Jennifer Gonzalez.
Present.
Jillian Harris.
Present.
Carlos. How do I pronounce your last name for the future? What is it?
Lorenzo.
Thank you. Lydia Luther.
Present.
William Macha Granos. Mahia Granos. Pierce Mott.
Present.
Gianna Rose. Gianna Vanover. Eddie Barrera. Dr. Valerie Interest.
Present.
Dr. Patry.
Present.
Darcy Dubois.
Present.
I need a motion to approve the agenda. First by James, second by Ashley. Oh yeah, wait, so we.
Just one last deal.
All right, I need an approval for the minutes for last week.
So last meeting.
Last meeting.
Set first by Sheeran, second by Pierce.
Speakers,
All right, we got. Oh yeah, I'm gonna yield the floor to James.
morning, everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon. Jesus. Good evening, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm over here in this Valentine's Day get up for y'all. Welcome back again. But I'm gonna introduce Kristen Salami. If you guys don't know who she is, she runs a lot of programs here. She does a lot of essay stuff. We're trying to front load her because she has an event going on right now as well. So give her a round of applause.
I didn't say anything yet. Do you know what I really want to do? I really want to sit right there.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right, I gave blood today, and I usually get the sticker that says be nice to me. I gave blood. So anyway, I'm kind of, anyway, I'm so glad to be here. I've had a long day. I've been here since this morning. I have so much to do and give and everything, but at some point I kind of like, hey. So I'm just keeping this going because I couldn't wait to see all of you tonight. So I'm not like in highlights. The best thing about being here is that I count 10 students who have done our Emerging Leaders program. And then I count a bunch of others who I've seen at other events or who I know are planning events. And there's very few of you I haven't had interaction with. So it's so exciting for me to see all of you at the table and really kind of see your part in something. For me, is one thing of what I do, but how it all kind of multiplies and how you all really do emerge into your student experience. So I'm here tonight because I work here in the student union for many years. Over the years, I've had many different kind of roles that changed, shifted and changed. And recently, more recently, I was doing civic engagement and student leadership. And then in December, my job changed so that I would be kind of overseeing the student activities program. And a lot of that has to do with kind of kicking off like a strong program of events, things that are are going to happen because the department, we plan them, we do them, they happen, people come, and that's kind of where you build the baseline activities. Another part of the job will be overseeing 2 staff people, one who is Casey Smith, who many of you already know, and we're also hiring an assistant director who will work with student organizations. Their primary job will be to support student organizations in concert with what student government does. Similar but different. Their job will be really to lay out a really strong baseline of like policies, procedures, training, support, meeting together, coaching, you know, really being there alongside of groups who are trying to get things done so that they can get it done, have it come together, and have it show as part of like the whole student organization program. Hiring is in progress. It takes a long time to hire somebody, but that's something that's coming soon. So till then, we're still kind of grabbing at like what we used to have and what we think we should do. And so we'll bump around a little bit this semester to give you the support that you need, but I do have a vision and I do have the skills that over a little more time for the end of the semester and then certainly through the summer, we're going to build the whole foundation so you've got what you need, where you need it, and get it done. So there's like so I want to tell you things are good, but they're going to progressively get even better. And another aspect of my job is to be like a support to student government, right? So my office is upstairs. It's on the same floor as student government. I've had some little introduction to your executive board. I'm here today. You know, we'll kind of grow that as we will as the semester goes. But I'm most looking forward to that role because I have a lot of experience and a lot of energy, and I see how it all goes together and can be really something special. So I came to introduce myself to you in that capacity and let you know like I'll have to kind of find a strategy to do that effectively. But in the meantime, for any of you as individual students, any of you in your current roles, and certainly as a body, if there's something that you need that I could help advise you with or be a sounding board or whatever, then I'm here to do that for you. So I did want to also point out a few more things. One is that, so I started like December 12th, which is really just a couple weeks ago, and there were a lot of things that were already lined up for me, and we pulled it together. It's not me, it's other people who kind of started it going, but I pulled it together, and super excited, right? We have this great lineup of what we're calling featured events. These artists were found at a convention, a student activities convention for colleges all over the region and all over the country. Casey went and she found the best headliners that she could find that were on tour, that she could book, and that we've had already 3 of these people, 1 tonight, and there's 2 more coming up, right? So it's a good lineup of like really quality stuff, and we want to see this kind of thing even more often. But we had the 3rd one tonight. There's 2 more. One is Monday night. Azim, he's a comedian, and he's Muslim, I think. He's got a lot of like cutting edge comedy, maybe a little offensive, maybe really exciting, maybe really funny, and definitely educational. So he should be really great. And then Nico Carney, I think a lot of like LGBTQ stuff and kind of a whole other approach to what kind of comedy and education could be. So we got this great lineup. I also want to mention that we're doing Thursdays in the dawn, right? Student life, 3 of our departments. One is we do bingo one week, trivia one week, and karaoke one week. We've done the whole lineup once so far. We've had a great turnout, and I think there's students who are in there really enjoyed it a lot. So that's our Thursdays at the dawn. We've got lots of like novelty events. I think some people maybe built a bear today. We're going to have tarot card readers, mask making for you know, kind of those things like you walk by and you do something. There's a lot of that, and a lot more. I won't go on too much, but I did want to also point out this thing called Winterfest, right? Lots of administrative departments pulled together. Winterfest, not this Saturday, the Saturday after. Only 2 hours. It's going to go by in a flash. You can show up. It's free. You could bring your parents, your grandparents, your kids, your nephews, your friends, your neighbors, your classmates. You can bring anyone you want. If someone you know is a rich graduate, they can come and they can bring all their people. if someone you know is a faculty member or a staff member of the college, you can bring your people. Come be part of this 2-hour thing on the quad. If they come for nothing else, you come for the food, all right? We have hot chili, like waffles on a stick. There's like a sundae, but it's not ice cream. It's really like munchkins and sauce and whipped cream, cocoa bar. How am I doing? Coffee and, oh my gosh, there's more. There's
If you
so
can't
much.
entice them to come for the activities, use the
Come for the
food.
food, you're going right for it. The food is really going to be like winter-inspired, awesome menu. And then we have a carriage ride. It's going to drive around up to the residence halls and back. We have the characters from Frozen, 3 of those characters you can have a picture with. You can have, if you like Stuff a Bear today, we've got 300 bears to stuff, and they are going to be like polar bears and sled dogs because they're kind of cute with the theme. They all have winter vest t-shirts you can put on. They'll be really cute. Little games and other things. It's not going to be like a ton of things, but it's going to be like nice things, a nice way to spend 2 hours in community here on campus. And then in the 4 o'clock, you could go down to Providence and go skating at the Providence rink. It's $10 a person, and there's refreshments, and there's a heated pavilion if you don't like the cold. If you're a RIC student, you go free, right? If you're under 6, you go free. And if you bring any other people, $10 is still, like, I think that's less than what you'd spend if you went on your own. So it includes the skates and everything. So another community event, right? So if you're thinking like you got something else to do, that's fine. If you got nothing to do, be a part of the RIC community. And by you being a part of what I'm doing, what we're doing, what you're doing, it's like numbers count. Because when people show, it shows that there's like life growing, and that's what it's not the judge of a good event, but it's definitely a factor in terms of like building up what attracts more people to be a part of things. So those are just a few things. I am also promoting, so RIC has a calendar online, right? ric.edu/events. And it's some events, but we want everyone's events on there. We want all the athletic events, we want all the student organization events that you're approving, right? We want all department events, we want Ballot Dresses events, right? We want everything on that calendar. So look for ways to check it out and also contribute to that. And then just as a quick handout, sometimes when I'm talking so much, I have so much to say to people. I say, I'm just gonna put on 2 sides of paper, get them halfway there. It's like you, this, yeah, go. Here you go, take that. And so I'll try to put these out now and then so you can just see it all. That's all I'll stop now. Is there any questions anybody has or comments? Yes.
What time is that comedian at?
6 o'clock. Oh, so the comedian, there's one next Monday, 6 o'clock in the ballroom, right? And I will tell you, I met with the executive board, my first meeting with them, right? Right away. Fabia, where is she?
She's
here, right?
She's upstairs.
Fabia said, it'd be great if we didn't have our entertainment at 7 o'clock, even though it seems like a night thing. Like you'd have a comedian at 7 or 8 or 9. She goes, do it at 6. People won't have to go back to the dorms and come back. Commuter students might take a class. Class ends at 6. They could swing by, see if they like it before they go home. Can you do things that are going to help, like roll where students are really at? So we backed up all of our events to 6 o'clock, directly based on that little bit of feedback that had a big impact. So those are the kinds of things that I also need to hear from all of you about, like, what are your ideas to make what we're doing better, So, good question. Thank you. Anything else? Comments? Questions? Great. I love being here. I love all of you. I love doing our best. It's not always perfect. It's not always enough. It's not always what. But we wake up every day and we say, let's go to RIC and let's play it out and let's find people who are trying to do things and make it a great place. So, is there something else?
No, Eddie?
I just wanted to say thank you for showing up and showing out, and happy Wednesday to everyone. And big on, you said RIC a few times, truthfully. I don't know if anyone in the room has heard of Rehoboth, but I sounds like the Open Institution of Coconuts. I think Rhode Island College sounds great. Sounds like Big Rhody, you know what I mean? Sounds like we're right there with URI. And since we talk about URI, one of the funniest things, one of the big differences between here and URI is for some reason like our gym opens at 10 a.m. and URI has this 24-hour thing going. I don't really know how we change that, but 10 a.m. gym opening is in the nicest way trash, you know what I mean? And I feel like we all have student ID cards, and it may be at some point, like, because from the first meeting I ever showed up to, they say the things we're showing up for now is gonna help the future, and at some point, keep card swiping something, because we can't, I mean, this just makes no sense. But thank you. And Winterfest is at,
It's on Haiti.
I can tell you, Frank, we're working on that.
We're working.
And with the conditions of services, that's one of our top things, is changing hours for multiple programs on campus.
Yes, of course. Like, just 1 second, I will just say that anything that you see that's like getting better and getting all that, I'd like to say Darcy Dubois and your role has been extremely supportive about like lots of administrative changes and things going on in the department. I just want to recognize that I value that, and that's a part of everything I'm saying. Thank you. I'll also say nobody on planet Earth works harder than Arthur Patrick. I'll tell you that. Hears so much, never stops thinking, always giving, always doing so much, and you know I mean that. We've been employees together for as long as I've worked here. Incredible. And then Valerie Endress, who is incredible. Really, we've had a lot of great partnerships. You've got some amazing people here who are also on the team, and I'm really glad to be kind of among you also. We're going to catch up.
Thank you so much, Kristen.
All right,
All right, so, yeah, so we have anything for open forum, so we're gonna move on to officer announcements. I'm gonna yield the floor to President James.
Hello, everybody, again. That was Kristen Salemi. So I got a couple updates. We had a meeting with the president this week. Went really well. Like Joan, and everybody that's been on campus and stuff, that's been up in the office, like Joan has like noticed a big difference. Like she hasn't seen SCG this active, this I want to use the proper word here. This very like engaged, and you know, like it's gelling. That's her word right there. It's gelling in here. Like we have students come in there, part of Parliament, some not part of Parliament, and they're just constantly in there. Like it's always busy. I know everybody's been in there, right? Yeah. Welcome, by the way. She's part of our little alumni for American Leaders Program. So also. We make a lot of progress on the Valentine's Day dance, which is going to be next Thursday. She's working on you have it ready already for them. So she has the flyer. We're going to print some out for you guys. We just didn't get enough time. We have the DJ already set up. We have the photographer, so we're going to have a three-dimensional, is it three-dimensional? 360, yeah. Right. 360 photographer and videographer, so they're going to submit all that stuff to us when they're done. We'll post it on the website and share it with the school. We have all the food already picked out, thanks to Arthur Patrick and Mr. Jakes over here. They picked out pretty good finger foods, a lot of drinks and stuff like that. So it's going to be a 90s theme, 2000 theme. So it's on, what's the date? The 16th?
February 16th.
All right, so the 16th from 7 to 10 to 11. Oh, sorry, 11. Oops, party. All right, so anyways, so 7 to 11. A lot of our members were over here the other day helping us look at, like evaluate the area, how we're going to decorate it and stuff. Like, you're one of them, you weren't there, sorry. Everybody was there damn near, you know, but it's great. I love the way everything's going. We're just going to constantly do greater things as we move along. So, all right, I yield the floor to speaker.
All right, I'm gonna yield the floor to Vice President Ashley.
Hi guys, thank you guys for coming. I hope you guys have been having a good semester so far. I just wanted to say from our announcements, our website is, thanks to Frank and other people, it's actually coming together very nicely. It's hopefully will be posted and live in just a few days, I hope. So that, and you guys will receive an email once it is uploaded and live, so just keep an eye out for that so that you guys can click on it, you know, use it, look at it, and if you guys think of anything that we might be missing, like maybe there's some more resources that we can put there, definitely reach out and let us know. We will be happy to add it. Another thing with the the Valentine's Day dance, so I do have that here. I have the, I have it as a PDF, but I don't have it printed out, so I apologize. You guys will be getting this emailed like as soon as this meeting is over. But essentially, it's bring your own boo thing, right? So we're bringing it back to the 90s, 2000. So come in your best 2090s fit, bring a friend, bring your date, bring your boo thing. A boo thing is just like your partner, your lover, I don't know. Somebody special in your life. So definitely bring them, present them, like come on, come to the event. It's gonna be in the Student Union Ballroom, 7 to 11 p.m. And it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have, like you said, the DJ. We're gonna have the 360 camera, so come and check that out. That'll be fun. There'll be nice Hershey Kisses, little like raffle, not raffle, but like kind of guess how many are in there for a prize. And it's just gonna be super fun, and it's the whole week of events. So definitely like be on campus next week, because next week is popping. But so far I think that's it for right now. The last thing I think I just wanted to announce was just if you guys come up with any issues like bursar or anything financial, or any issues where like you guys feel like you guys can't or don't know what to do, because this just happened to me. I had issues where I didn't think I was going to continue on this semester, and we had the meeting with the president. I spoke to him. I wasn't even going to bring it up. James brought it up, and he was just like, this girl needs help, and the president's like, how can I help you? So he's really here to help us any way he can. So if you guys want to bring anything up, or you're concerned about something about yourself or anything, you need some help, definitely reach out. I shut down, and that was the incorrect thing to do. I should have reached out, and either way, they helped out. So don't shut down. We're here for you. This is a support team, and I really felt the love, and just know the love is here to be spread. So bring your love to Valentine's Day dance. So don't forget, bring your own boo thing, and we'll hope to see you guys there. So thank you guys again for being here, and have a good night. Ciao. I yield the floor back to the speaker.
All right, I'm gonna yield the floor to the secretary, Matthew, for his announcements.
Thank you, Tom. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Just a couple quick announcements. For starters, our roundtable meeting between SCG and the leaders of the student organizations here on campus is on February 15th on the Wednesday during free period, 12 o'clock to 1:50. We'll be discussing the stories, the process behind it. We'll also be discussing the evaluation reports that organizations fill out for each event they hold, so they can be in a nomination for an award. These are due by February 24th. We'll also open the floor to organization leaders to pitch their ideas, questions, and concerns about how we can better serve them as an organization. I yield the floor to the speaker.
All right, and Fatia Six, so we're gonna give you your announcements, but I'll just go to mine. I spoke with all your cast today. We had a really good discussion about the bylaws. Everything's really kind of coming into plan, and I'm say with pretty good confidence that we're going to be able to get the bylaws done next meeting. I can't 100% it, but by the looks of everything, I was able to get a lot more context from a lawyer's perspective, considering that he was able to help us rewrite it. And yeah, that's about all I got to say, but thank you guys for being here. And I'm going to yield the floor to Frank for his announcements.
Thank you, Tom. Hello, everyone. Good evening. So for Eddie, you brought up a good point earlier, and I just wanted to mention the library hours, the gym hours, Donovan hours. That's something that our Condition Services Committee is really working on right now. We did have our first meeting today. We met and we had a good discussion about those topics, as well as the survey that we're trying to put out this month. And I just wanted to let you know that I'm on top of that. We're going to go and speak with whoever I got to see if we can at least get more consistent hours. Because I am understanding that, you know, people can't work 24/7, but at least maybe we can do something that's more consistent. So we'll reach out and see what they say. And in terms of the survey, it's coming along well. We're gonna, like I said, I want to do it this month. So that's my personal goal, and we'll see where it takes us. But that's all I had for my announcements.
All right, I'm going to serious, right? All right, I'm going to yield the floor to James for his conference report about his student veterans of America.
I can't do this. All right, I can do it, I guess. All right. Actually, I was supposed to have one of my officers from the Student Veterans of America. As you guys all know, I'm going to be stepping down from Student Veterans of America to the president here. So basically, we did a national conference for Student Veterans of America. So basically, there was 500 different organizations companies and stuff like that. We had Electric Bowl, CVS, Google, and all that stuff. So they brought this convention together, and we learned all leadership building and stuff like that. Like I'm trying to think of what else. Treasury stuff, like basically everything that we do here on the thing, but it was more on a corporate level. So we did all that. They had a great big ball. There was a lot of great speakers. There's a gentleman there. He's I'm trying to think of the name of what it is. I apologize, I wasn't supposed to do this presentation. It was somebody else from SBA was supposed to do it. So he's a journalist. And a journalist, he did a movie called Reciprocal or something like that. And it was about veterans in Afghanistan and all the stuff that went on over there. And how when they come back, we deal with like a lot of drug issues, a lot of PTSD, a lot of stuff that nobody really sees. Like you see a veteran and you think that they're just a normal guy, or like, you know, they're squared away, they have their life all together, but that's far from the truth. We did a lot of different coordinating with different, like UCLA, Florida State University, Boston University. We met all our sister chapters from URI, CCRI, Crystal Community College, Roger Williams College, and all these other great universities that are in college that are in our local area. And we're hoping to do some co-ops with them as well, so bring them direct so they know that they're our sisters, and just because we're from different colleges, it's not going to be like, you know, I don't know, unless it's a basketball game or something like that, you know, but other than that, we're sisters. I'm sorry. I'm fluttered, I'm sorry right now. I was not prepared for this right now, but yeah. Yeah. I'm going to yield the floor back, and I apologize for the SBA not being here when they were supposed to be here. I'll make sure that it's taken care of. My apologies. For Fatia. She submitted them, so we just approved them.
All right, so even if Fatia is here, I just need a motion to approve the finance minutes for November 30th, November 7th, and January 25th. Looking for a motion. Motion by Crystal, second by Eddie. All those in favor? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions?
Part of the finance.
Oh, I abstained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of the finance.
Abstained.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Sounds good. And we have old business. I already kind of explained the bylaws anyway. So I'm gonna say yield the floor to him so he can explain the
I apologize again about that last portion there. So we're going to do updates on the bylaws. As Tom already told you, we're meeting with the lawyer this week to get everything, the finishing touches done. The thing is, we just had a transition, so like Tom's a deputy speaker, so he's stepping into a role, and he's the one that asked for the lawyer because he wants to do a great job, right?
Yeah, very much.
Okay. And they're already rock and rolling already, so that's great. So moving on to the next thing, the Valentine's Day dance. We already talked about this, but we're looking for more volunteers if we can. We have a whole list of folks that are actually helping here. We have 2 of the sororities that are going to be helping us. We're working with programming, the Pride group on campus as well. There's all these people here: Natalia, William, Gianna Rose, Janaya Vanover, Sharon, Jordan from Casey Smith as well, as Kristen mentioned earlier. So it's going to be a really big event, you know, and this is going to be the one where we're going to get our face out to the people. You know what I mean? They're going to see, if they don't know what SCGs is, they're going to know by then, you know, and that's what we want. So I encourage everybody to show up. Bring your family, bring whoever you want, bring your boo thing, as you said, bam. You know, it's going to be a great thing, great time, and that'll be the marker for what we're going to move on to next. Because the next thing we want to do is start planning our events like in advance. You know, like we're still used to this stuff because SCG usually doesn't do events. We just do oversee like bylaws and stuff like that. But this year we're trying to shake that up with the help of Darcy and stuff like that. So, you know. Other than that, that's all we have for this week. I'm moving on to new business. We're renumbering the budget lines on the things. We're moving to a new, what is it, QuickBooks? Yeah, so, do you want to explain it to them?
So, what we're going to be doing and what we're working on is according to our line accounts for our finance commission, our funding policies, they don't really make sense according on like a national level. So what we're doing right now is we're gonna be working with Nelia, who's the comptroller for the college, and she's gonna be helping us move those accounts into actual account numbers. So like but number 1 is like assets, 2 is not expenses, is liabilities, 3 is equity, 4, I believe, is revenue, if I'm not mistaken. But what we're essentially going to be doing before July 1st, because that's when our fiscal year ends, is we're going to be moving these lines over, getting them all on the same system at the national level, so that when somebody goes in, they know what they're doing, they know what they're looking at, and we don't have to explain exactly like, oh, well, we did this because of this. Well, now we're going to be doing this because it's a national thing. And that way they will have the correct experience when they go into the work field, and you actually know the correct accounting terms. So I'm really excited for that. That should be fun. It'll be a little bit of work, but it's something that the Finance Commission, I think we can handle into before that July 1st deadline. Thank you.
All right, and now we're going on to updates and remarks. I'm going to yield the floor to Valerie Andress for faculty update.
A couple of things. One is that I believe Matt last semester said that all the student council committee slots had been filled. I don't think that's the case. So I'm going to be communicating with you, James, about that so that we can get the rest of those committees filled,
Yes, ma'am.
if that's possible. We have a lot of positions at the college in the administration and staff that are interim, and that means that they're not permanent, they're temporary. But the administration is really moving to make those positions permanent, so that adds stability to the college. And one of the areas is for each one of the deans at the college. And so there's going to be open forums for the School of Business, the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, and social work. There are searches on for new deans, and students will be invited to go to those and to fill out forms on your responses. So look for that announcement that'll be coming. And I wanted to give a brief update on the Hope Scholarship, and I had talked about this before, and that's a scholarship in which an entering student would get junior and senior years tuition paid if they're in good standing. I think it's 2.5 GPA and X amount of courses. And that has been proposed by the House, and there's a companion bill in the Senate. Rick believes that this is one of our best chances. The governor has indicated in multiple ways that he seems to be on board with this. So I think later on it's going to be important that the Rick community come together to talk about how important that is, and particularly for students. And even though people in here may not be able to take advantage of that, you understand the financial struggle in ways that even members of the state legislature don't have to do. So we are going to depend on you to talk about that. And I think that's just going to be huge for Rick if we can get that done. They're still working on transfer agreements for people. We've talked about that before, how difficult it is to transfer credits into Rick, and that seems to be a constant struggle. In the meantime, do talk to advisors about this if you have any problems with the transfer, but they're working on that, and hopefully they'll have something in place for that. They're also revising the general education courses and that plan, and they're hoping by next year that they'll announce a new general education program. And I also wanted to indicate that the college will embark upon what they call a strategic plan. And every 5 years, the college creates a new strategic plan that really guides the the college in the following 5 years. And it's from everything from student success to academic affairs. There isn't a place on this campus that that's not going to impact. And they have a relatively small committee that's going to be directing this, and they're going to be contacting James about this because we'll need a student representative on that. That process is going to begin after council approves Mission and Goals Committee on Friday. And so we'll begin constituting that committee. So I'll be in touch. But we need an active, engaged student to be on that committee to represent students. But there's going to be plenty of forums, both probably in the spring and also certainly next year for those of you that are not graduating, where they'll be talking about the strategic plan and your response to it. And you know you're the center of the universe here. And so we need your feedback in a whole host of ways. Faculty like to think we're the center of the universe, but we're not really, right? We can't do anything without you folks. And so I think that they're, in light of declining enrollments and demographics and everything else, Rick really does want to move towards serving the students. So any kind of feedback in any of these forums ends up being pretty significant. And so if you want to find out how to talk about some issues that you have, please talk to me and I'll keep you abreast of the forums. And I'll certainly announce them here as well. Okay, so I'm going to yield the floor back.
All right, I'm gonna yield the floor to Arthur Patry for a staff update.
Good evening. On behalf of the PSA, welcome. On behalf of myself, what a great day. What a great day it was when we dining center to see multiple activities and then walk out of the dining center to see other activities. What this body has asked for over the years in the minor challenges that COVID brought, we're finally starting to see a lot more light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm going to give a little lecture. While SCG is the voice of the students, clearly the college wants to see the voice of the students. There's nothing more important than being able to weigh in on deans of our schools. So take advantage of that. I do want to jump on one thing, follow up on one thing that Ashley said. The reason that these new accounting codes are coming in is because your SCGE board has been working closely with the Administration of Finance, and there'll be a new system in the use of accounting. It's going to create tremendous efficiencies and make it a lot easier for the operation. Those efficiencies should probably translate into the e-board members having more time to do other things related to our students. Now, I know James is out, I don't want to throw water on this. SCG was a little late getting this Valentine's dance in. I would just ask that you hold off on advertising that until some final details are done. And I'm hoping that those details can get done tomorrow morning for safety reasons. I'll be communicating with the campus police on your behalf to see what the requirement is and to see if they can staff details. We'll be following up with others to see if there's anything else. And when in late, things go in late, these things happen. Then again, this is the first for SCG spearheading an event. So just hold off on that. Last but not least, I've known Kristen Slemmy for a long time. She was Christine King before I met her. She's doing an awful lot. She can't do it alone. And she's done some good things. She was hired here in 1987, I believe, to work on activities. And we've done some amazing activities throughout this campus because of her. So if you want to do something, go through her. If she needs volunteers, volunteer. Because the next time you're going to need volunteers, I'm sure she'll be behind you trying to get that. I'm sorry for my rambling discourse this evening. The takeaway is, happy what?
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Thank you.
All
Rick has a program with CCRI, the JAA program. So I know that was one of the things that kind of enticed me to come to Rick. The only issue I found with that is that I didn't feel the CCRI was promoting that. I kind of found out by accident. So I guess since this is a collaboration with the school and CCRI, just kind of, not sure, just have a meeting with them or the counselors, the advisors, just to kind of train them on how to properly promote that and have students join the program. For me, I didn't really find any difficulties with the program because, you know, stay in good standing, take an X amount of classes, and just decide what major you want. And I think it's a really great program, and it's a way to get enrollment up. And then also, a side note from that is that I've had maybe 2 or 3 friends that have gone to CCRI. I had one in particular that she joined the JA, but then because the counselors and advisors at CCRI were having her take classes that she didn't necessarily need, she was really discouraged from continuing with the program. She still chose to come to Rick just because at the time she wasn't sure. She spoke to me. I told her, you know, I'm at Rick right now, I'm having a great experience. You know, even though you don't have the benefit of the JAA program, there's still a lot of programs that the school offers, and all the staff are really, really helpful. And I can't speak for the other colleges, but you know, I wouldn't want to risk going to another college where you're not going to get the same treatment. So I think any schools that we have collaborations with, just make sure that if we have collaborations with them programs, just to make sure that they're promoting it efficiently and effectively, and just guiding the students in a way that's not going to waste their time, not going to waste their effort, and not going to waste their money, most of all.
Boy, that's, can I respond to that?
Yeah.
That's so important, and thank you for that example. I know last week there was a meeting with CCRI with what they call articulation agreements, where we make decisions about what we will expect and things like that, and everybody was given marching orders to make this easier for students, but absolutely, I'll raise that issue.
So, my little brother goes to CCRI now, and I told him about the JA program. Yeah, he hadn't heard about it. Something new that I found out when I went with him is that at the time that I had gone, maybe the stipulation had changed, but when I first joined and heard about it, they told me I had to major in general education. When I went with him, they told me, oh, well, that's not necessarily true. There's a way around it where you could have done something else. In the end, it worked out better for me because I got all the gen eds out of the way. But if I could have focused on like accounting or management, which is one of my majors now, I think it would have prepared me more by the time I did get to Rick. So that goes with like efficiency and effectiveness.
Alrighty. We'll move to yield the floor to Dean of Students Darcy for her announcements.
Hi everyone. Speaking of student voice, on March 1st, there's going to be a town hall with the president. SCG has agreed to help promote it and sponsor it. It's really going to be a way for students to come forward to the president and bring forward issues about the student experience. This hasn't been done in quite some time, so I really hope that you'll all help a lot of students to show up, and there'll be lunch provided, and just provide any feedback for any issues. It could be about the hours that you were talking about. It could be, you know, anything that people want to bring forward. So it's going to be a really good opportunity that I hope everyone will take advantage of. The other things I wanted to mention, Kristen was just here, and she was really the reason why we have the calendar that you all asked for. And so I just want to echo that she's been really, really helpful in us moving forward those initiatives and getting the programming a lot more vibrant on campus. The Thursday nights at 6 o'clock have been super popular. What hasn't been popular are like the karaoke, comedy shows, those kinds of things, and we can't figure out why. It seems that events in Donovan Dining do really well, but for some reason, the Student Union Ballroom is not attracting students. So if you have any thoughts on that, any feedback that you can think of why those might not be, ooh, yay, that would be really helpful.
like with Dawn, I feel like the reason why these Dawn events do better is because people are already going Dawn East, so they see something happening and just stay there. Especially like people on campus. Whereas the ballroom, I mean, most people, I bet a lot of people have never even stepped foot in the ballroom. They might see events and be like, oh, must be for some club, I don't know. And then they just go along with their day, but that's just my thing.
So, same thing, it's funny because I've had AMA members come and I was like, hey, like I have things in the office, they're in the student union building, they're like, what's the student union building? I'm like, it's this big building where everybody parks, but nobody knows what the building is, so I think if we can get like a signage, or if there's like even just like something where it's like a piece of paper where it's like, okay, this is what's inside the student union building, and this is why you should go there. So like student union hosts like a bunch of student organization offices, it hosts SA marketing, it hosts student government, you have the bistro, like a lot of people come here just for the bistro, but maybe having signs and being like, hey, go upstairs, like, or go walk around, or things like that. Or when there are events that are happening here, maybe having signs outside, like, hey, come here. Maybe get somebody who flips a sign, you know? Like,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. We are looking at ways of trying to get like a big marquee or a large TV or something on the quad to also promote our events. But for some, I don't know what it is about that ballroom, it just is not attracting students. So I will definitely educate students more.
Yeah, no, I always do every time I'm like, there you go.
Jennifer?
I would say just doing more outreach, promoting it more, maybe on your social media page, whichever social media page you run, promotion, do it every day or every couple of days just to have people refresh it and, always know that it's there. I would also say, piggyback off, I would say just signage, because I know the student union, there's 2 ways inside the building. But on the quad side, it's very empty. The only sign you see there is the Military Resource Center, and that's it.
I agree.
But on the other side, it's very busy, but nobody enters that way. Because everybody parks on the J-Law, and so we go directly inside of the heart of the quad. So signage is a big issue. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, Eddie?
I was just gonna say karaoke with Dawn was a hit. That was
Why did you say that?
Yeah, I was thinking. I don't know why it doesn't work in here for the I don't know why people don't. I don't think they know it exists, truthfully.
Yeah.
But after the Valentine's Day event, I know you said it was late and before we can fully push it, which is okay. I guess if it does happen, are people allowed to? As one of my friends asked, they have a boyfriend who doesn't go here. I know it said ID and regular ID. Is it okay if they just have regular ID? Is that okay?
Yeah, you said you can have guests, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
totally fine. We just honestly want to make sure that campus police is aware of the event.
We're already on that.
Whenever it's a dance, they usually need to be here as well as Providence Police details. So Chief will be helpful in that. It's just part of the protocol.
Yeah, that's just things.
Go ahead.
So as a commuter, I feel like I don't really go into a lot of buildings, just kind of my home buildings. So luckily I'm a double major, so I go into Albert and Craig Lee. I can say that if it hadn't been for the Emerging Leaders program, I wouldn't have never stepped foot into this building or become part of Parliament or any of the other commissions. So I think part of the promoting would be to kind of reach out to the deans of the schools. So for example, in the School of Business, we recently got a new dean, Dr. Marianne Raimondo, and she just plasters emails everywhere. So if you have an event or, so for example, the Emerging Leaders, I spoke to her about it, Emily Cucino, who's overseeing that. I'm not sure if she reached out to her, but I did comment that she should. And she's really great with sending out emails, and the dean really has the power to do mass emails and just make sure that everybody gets it. I'm not sure how the other schools are, but I know that before we had Dr. Raimondo as a dean, I didn't really notice how many emails. And once she took that position, it's emails everywhere. I'm aware of so many different events that are going on. That's also, I feel this semester I'm a lot more active than I was before. I think this is my second year here, and I'm going into my third year, and I definitely wasn't as active as I was. I definitely wasn't this active in the past semesters, and I feel, one, because of the emerging leaders, it exposed me to different connections. It gave me the confidence and like, the motivation to be part of SCG and all these other things. But hadn't not been for me going to like Donovan or Bistro and seeing their flyer for the program, I wouldn't have never stepped into this building. And I feel like that might be true. I'm not sure what percentage of the student body are commuters, but they most likely don't go into different buildings or even Donovan or Bistro. I know the first time I went, I was just accompanying a friend. So, you know, if it wouldn't have been for that friend, I might have never seen that flyer, I might have never been here, I might not even be here right now. So it's, I guess it goes back to how we're getting the information across and who we're speaking to get the information across. So I know for things my organization wants to do, I'm going to try to reach out to my dean because she's really good with getting the information. I don't know if that makes sense.
Say something. I feel like a lot of the buildings here need a little more color and pop to them. Like, yeah, like I feel like I remember I visited my friend at BSU, and a lot of the campuses, there are all the walls and buildings have murals all on them, and I feel like if you just get like maybe the art students to like paint like big murals like in a bunch of different spots, it makes the campus look just more like appealing instead of looking more kind of dull. Like, you know what I mean?
I think that's.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with exactly what you said. And I've been to an awful lot of campuses visiting and things like that and taught at other campuses. And I don't know who designed this building, but I remember walking into the student union with this long hallway, and that's it. There was a cash machine, and that's pretty much it. And you have to look for the bookstore because it's in this long hallway. And so to me, that's really an impediment, that it feels unfriendly, it feels stark, it doesn't feel like a student union. Usually when you go to college campuses, that first floor is bustling and people are there, people are hanging out, and there can be lounges and things like that. So I think that first entrance into the building doesn't really communicate anything about the fact that this is your building. And that's what a student union is, right? Your building. And so anything that they can do on that first floor to make it feel more welcoming might help. They may go to other floors. And there's also not really good signage about what's up in the other floors too. So you would have to know in order to do that. I was just in the elevator, and of course the elevator tells you nothing about what's on any floor, or the floor that you are on. So all of those things matter when you're first entering a building.
All right.
That was more feedback than that was awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to take it all back. The other things I just want to mention, it's Black History Month. We have so many awesome events that we're doing. We collaborated with faculty and Harambe and student activities has put on a lot of things, so I hope you'll take advantage of those. And then I just want to say for the survey, just make sure you work with institutional research. Because they can put together all your questions and put it out, and it captures the data in a really nice way, so that you can kind of, play around with it and see what the results are. So,
Thank you.
that's it. Sorry.
So you just kind of triggered something in my brain. So I have a friend that's part of another, not an org, but it's not like a student office. they commented that they had asked for like an indigenous people like community hour, but it was, so, sounds really bad to say, but they felt like the person that they were speaking to kind of just backed away from the idea, and I said, what do you mean? And they said, well, they just looked at me and then said they had to go to the bathroom and then just left.
What is that?
So, it was from the SSS,
What's that?
Student Support Services. So, because they asked, so, you know, we have Black History Month, we have Latinx, so we're just asking for like an Indigenous people hour, something like that. And then I said, well, you know, I'm part of the student parliament, I can bring it up if, you know, and they were like, no, it doesn't matter, but, you know, I think it does matter because it only takes something as small as that creates like a ripple effect. And, you know, how, if that person feels like that, how is it gonna feel to the other people who also identify as Indigenous? Not sure if we have like a month dedicated to that or anything dedicated to that. I'm still relatively new to it. But, you know, I feel like that should also be like a priority as well.
That's really important feedback to have. We just started with Awareness Month. So like March is Women's History Month, and then we have Pride Month coming up in April. So we're trying to do more and more for Awareness Month. So this is really good feedback, and I will absolutely let the Unity Center student.
I was just gonna mention, because since we're talking about just culture and things like that, I know for sure we talked about this briefly, but like having more like halal food and things like that, because I just think back to our induction ceremony, and although maybe that must have been on me for not planning correctly, and there are vegetarian options, but sometimes some of the students don't want to be eating just veggies and stuff like that. They would probably want more halal friendly foods. So I don't know if that's something that we can also look into about adding to our menus and things like that, just to be a little bit more inclusive, because it's hard when they can't eat something at Donovan and it's just veggies. Like, that kind of sucks.
So we have expanded non-meat menus, where we will look a little more specifically at additional menu.
So sorry, I'm a talker. Kind of going back to what Dr. Endes was saying about like the student life and experience. So one thing that I experienced at CCRI that was really like a positive impact, I made, probably wasn't such a good decision at the time, now that I think back to it, but I took 2 science courses in the summer at the same time. So that was like, for if no one's familiar, it's like the lecture and the lab. And I don't know why I did it in the summer at the same time. It's fine, I did it, I passed. But what teachers both did was that they pre-recorded their sessions, and they went to, so it wasn't just kind of like a few minutes. So I know it was for organismal biology. She recorded 3-hour sessions, and you know, she had a lot of feedback, a lot of commentary, and she was always saying like, you know, if you need to pause and take like a break, that's fine, you know, even though we couldn't speak to her because it was a recording. But that was really helpful for the asynchronous online classes. I know right now I'm taking the capstone class for accounting, which is where everything's supposed to be put together, and it's asynchronous, and I'm like, oh, I was not expecting this. So, and I'm not sure what the instructor's situation is, but I realized that he's always answering like at 2 or 3 in the morning. So if it's like, it hasn't happened to me, but if it's a pressing issue where I need kind of like answer, not right away, but within a few hours, it's like if he's gonna answer at 3, that doesn't help me. Whereas if either like in the beginning or like as an intro, or you know, just having videos on like lectures or like what the instructions are, because you know, not everybody can learn efficiently online, much less asynchronously. So maybe if the instructors kind of did a video, like even a PowerPoint, and they're just doing a voiceover or whatever it is, I think that would be a lot more beneficial versus just like, you know, just taking an asynchronous class.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that there is a council committee on the Committee on Online Learning, and they're actually looking into this right now. And so if we need a student representative there, you can.
I tried, it was full.
Okay, but I'll get that message to And most faculty who are teaching asynchronous engage in those kinds of activities, but I'll certainly let the committee on my learning, because they're coming up with standards for courses.
So the student that's actually on that, it's April Dagna, they know, sorry. So definitely reach out to her, she's on Parliament, she's not here today, but usually go to her and let her know, so since she's the student representative, she can pass on the message and stuff.
Discussion. Yeah, Craig, so we got postments, resignations, and vacancies, that's you.
Guys, I'm sorry, you guys saw me step out. I really want to really say I apologize for the Student Veterans of America not being here. That's not what the Student Veterans of America are. You know, I'm going to talk with our advisor and see what it is. And if you guys afford us, please, I'll have the gentleman come here and be here next time so we can actually do a proper presentation, because the school spent money for us to go out there, and that's not what the SBA is about. Like, you know, it's supposed to be professional and all this stuff and courteous, and that's what this was, and I apologize for that. Other than that, we're moving on to resignations and actually to appointments. So for Bylaws and Adjudications Commission, Anthony Parenti, is that how you spell it?
That's a non-student.
All right, I'm sorry, I thought you was here for some reason. All right, so that person is going to be for Parliament appointed. We have two new ones as well, Gianna Delmonico to Condition and Service Committee, as well as Natalia Floor. All right. Finance Commission, we have Steve Venditelli, he's a non-Parliament student. Also Paola Janelle Diaz as well. Let me see here. Moving down to Student Org Committees, we're almost full on that one, really. That's pretty good. We have like 3 or 4 more slots to fill with that one. But we're going to appoint Ryan Martin, only this, your interim appointment, make it permanent. Calendar Committee, we have Paola Janelle Diaz again. I think that'll be it for now. Do we have any resignations? Up here. All right. Bamba Savali is going to be resigning from Parliament due to conflicts in the scheduling and stuff like that. And I heard a couple other, but I don't want to make it official just yet. But we also have a couple petitions out there right now. I think like 5 or 6 that we have to finalize, and then we're gonna recoup those things. It's sad to see him go. Like I personally got him into student community government, you know, and like he's a great guy. I know everybody knows him, and you know, he's just very swamped for time right now. You know, I mean, you know, hopefully the best. I'm sorry, but I'm still thinking about something else. But all right. Other than that, I yield the floor back to you, Speaker. Oh wait, for this resignations. Oh wow. All right, Crystal Figueroa from Bylaws due to conflict between her hours of school committee. Holly Beth Despian from Condition Services due to conflict with her spring schedule and committee as well. Sharon Brower from Student Organization Committee due to conflict between spring schedule and Bob and Savali. I already said that. Also, I'm moving on to appointments. We had our meetings or our interviews for the 2 cabinet positions that were open. All the interviews went well. It was Sharon, Gianna was one of them, Richard, and William. All right, so for chief of staff, it's been decided. It was very, very close. Like all 3 of you guys, like, we did a great job interviewing. And like, it's not a takeaway if you didn't win or anything, but you know, you guys did great. It's been decided that Richard Garcia will get the position of chief of staff. The student org coordinator, there was 3 people as well. It was William, it was Richard as well, and Gianna Rose, and Gianna Rose got the majority of the thing for that one. So William, we'll touch our face. I got something for you though, so and you as well. Well, you already got something, don't you? Other than that, I resigned. I'm sorry, I'm still flustered. Yeah, I'll give the floor back to the speaker.
All right, we're moving on to issues of Parliament members. Sure.
So as our tables grow, I've been doing a lot of research And from last meeting, I heard something that caught my attention. James recommended that we get a program called Evernote. That way we can record and dictation better. So I found 2 tools that I think might be of benefit for us. The first one is called Meeting Owl. Ideally, this would work if we would put this little device in the middle of our little cluster. And then what would happen is whoever is talking, the camera which sits inside his eyes would rotate to the person talking. And on top of that, we would have a program called running, let's see if I can remember what I have it right here. It's a program that allows dictation basically. And the thing is, you can specialize voice, and I would work alongside with the secretary so we can integrate these into minutes. So like, if I talk, then someone else talks, we can dictate, they say, oh, that is this person, this is this person. And I have the pricing right here. The Night Owl, the newer Night Owl one that gets the updates, because like Apple, they only update the newer versions and they kick out the lower versions. So the Night Owl is going to cost us, it's going to cost us $1,049. However, I have talked to them and they are willing to give us a small discount. Is if we live stream it, we say shout out to Night Owls for providing just clear messages. And the dictations program that I've been looking at, and I'm still thinking about, like, I think the most beneficial one will be the $12 promo one, which will give us 10 hours of transcription per month. And it will allow us to have multiple users, so that way all eBoard can see it and then share it out, as opposed to the free version, which is just one person, and when that person leaves, they take the entire program with them.
Alright, Ashley?
Thank you, Sharon, for doing that research. We appreciate it. Putting your hard work in your hard times. Thank you for it. I just wanted to say before, I forgot to say this in my announcements, but on the website, we are trying to get testimonies from Parliament, non-Parliament, from faculty. So Dr. Endres, Mr. Patry, or Mr. I always say your name wrong, so I'm just gonna go with Darcy. My girl Darcy, like, if we can just get some testimonials or things like that, Frank and I, we're gonna be working together to hopefully get those uploaded onto the website, just to give students like different point of views of like just what SCG is, and like, you know, they can hear from the members, but it's nice to hear from outside point of view also. Another thing is if everybody can stay at the end, we're just gonna take a quick picture to update. You know, I know that not everybody's here, but we do have a good team, and I just wanna, you know, take a picture so that we can add it to our website, and also to commemorate this, commemorate this moment. Another thing I just wanted to advertise was just AMA, the American Marketing Association, is hosting a Valentine's Day candy sale next week. It's going to be Tuesday, 1 to 2 in the Donovan Dining Center. So if you see us or you guys want some candies, we have like these really cool lollipop candies that we're going to be giving away. And we're not giving away, you got to buy them. But the funds are going to be going towards our collegiate chapter conference that we're going to be attending hopefully this April. And another event that's happening next Friday, the 17th, is the Rep Your Flag event with Harambe and Lasso. So definitely come, bring your flags, rep it. It'll be at 8 o'clock in the Student Union Ballroom. So be there, be square, and you don't want to be square. So I think that was it. That's all I had to say. But yeah, thank you guys again for being here.
So I just recently became the treasurer for an organization called the Society for Human Resources. So for those of you who are not familiar, SHRM is a nationally recognized organization, and Rhode Island also has this chapter, and now Rhode Island College has a student chapter. But I wanted to share with you that I think even though students may not be majoring in management and focusing on HR, it would be a great organization to be a part of, just because what we're trying to do, I'm working very closely with the president to have monthly or even more frequent meetings with executives and recruiters from big companies. And we're trying to target companies that, one, they're very big, very global, but also that have internship programs. So for example, last week we met with 2 executives from, I think it was Fidelity. And one was a recruiter for kind of just like the large scale recruiting, and one was for specialized. And what I found is that they give incredible feedback as to what's relevant when people are hiring, what they're looking for in resumes, what they're looking for in interviews, what are things that you can do to kind of strengthen and give yourself an advantage over other applicants. So I think even though, you know, you're not part of the management world, maybe you're like a nursing major, it's still something very beneficial. And also human resources is not just administrative work. It's so much more than that. It's people work. So no matter where you go, you're gonna have to deal with people. You're gonna have to know that what different personalities there are, what different communication styles there are. And this is something that myself and the president are kind of targeting. I'm trying to teach all our members so that they can have a prosperous career once they do graduate. I know the former president, we went to a Rhode Island SHRM event at United Way, and he got out of there with an interview. And last week, he announced that he had a job. So he's, forget where he works at, but he's gonna be one of like the HR executives, I believe, or coordinator. But I just wanted to share that that group is here now. We did have to shut down because of COVID, and we're opening back up. But I believe it's a great opportunity for students to get exposed to what companies are really looking for, what they kind of need to do to prepare themselves for that interview and to get the job.
All right, Matthew.
All right, just a couple of quick things. On February 14th, RSA will be doing a candy give out in Donovan Dining Center from 4 to 7 o'clock, Valentine's Day. Be there, I'm sorry, February 15th, my bad. Also, Sojourn will be doing their annual polar plunge on February 25th. It'll be to raise money for kids, and then Alpha Sig will be hosting their magic tournament this weekend, and the donation money will be going to Home of Our Troops. I yield the floor.
Quick question. I'm sorry. We forgot to mention this at the beginning, but we're going to be doing attendance at the beginning and afterwards. So we're going to excuse Darcy because we forgot to mention that. But and then from now on, it's going to be both, so people don't take off and when they get here. All right. That's it.
All right. Call once, call twice. Third time. All right. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn the meeting. First by Sheeran, second by Beers.
No, you got to keep it high.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All
James Torres. Isaac Corrales. Matthew Jakes, present. Fabio Bobby.
So sick. Steve.
Yep. Thomas Farrow.
Present.
Frank Stella.
Present.
Sharon Breyer.
Present.
April Dano.
Present.
Gianna Delmonico. Holly Beth Dessabins.
Present.
Crystal Fiorio.
Present.
Natalia Flor.
Present.
Richard Garcia. Paula Janelle.
Present.
Sorry. Jennifer Gonzalez.
Present.
Jillian Harris.
Present.
Carlos Moreno. So sorry. Perfect. Lydia Luthier. William.
Yeah, he said he's
Got it.
He'll get it.
Pierce Mott. Present. Janelle Rose. Janelle Vanover. Eddie Vera. Dr. Valerie Andres. Present. Archie Patrick. Dr. Dubois.
She was here. We'll just call her.
Yeah,
Next time. Meeting adjourned, folks.